dignitaries and distinguished friends of this matter and students. Good morning. A warm welcome to you all for the today's session, themed around anxiety and stress management, more so particularly to the younger and adolescents students. The whole background, I will give you a small background to this. Today's environment is so stressful and competitive. In one or the other form, we all will go through stress, all sort of a pressure, and more so it is in younger generation, academic pressures or your ambitions which you need to aspire for and are working for. You may have peer pressures, parents pressures, school pressures, alongside that social pressures. But younger generation, you guys may not find so much of a tool to how to manage this. So we have arranged this session specially for you, so that you get awareness about the how to manage this stress. And we have eminent speaker today, Dr. ANKITHA with us, who has consented to deliver a speech and equip you with the tool how to manage, equip you with the strategies to manage these stress and anxieties. It will be interactive sessions. You need to participate alongside when the doctor talks to you. Any questions, please ensure that any doubts you have, anything you have, please ask the doctor, so that you get clarified, you get knowledge how to move forward. This is very important. Stress is not today. You will all through your life, maybe at the higher classes or in your normal life, even we go through the stress. We have, over a period, we have developed our own self because of interactions with our own other friends and these things. We have, got used to the stress and we have managed those things. But if the purpose of the Lions Club and the Lions Quest program, Lions Quest is an arm of Lions which conducts programs only to the students and adolescents, comprehensive social emotional learning program. It is funded by Lions to ensure that the students, not only with the stress, it is a whole holistic development of the student, including leadership development, including how to communicate. All these programs are one of the core competency of Lions Quest has been this stress management for the younger students, so that they cope up when they grow up. These things are imbibed in them, and it is easier to handle this stress. We have Dr. ANKITHA. Let me brief you. Dr. ANKITHA Shenoi. She comes from KARKALA only. Her education has been in Bhunedra College, and I am happy to say she is also our founder, institution's founder, president, Dr. Sudhakar Shetty. She has studied under him as well before he started this education institution, and she did her MBBS from KS Academy, Medical Academy in Mangalore, and pursued her MD in one of the reputed institution, National Institute of NAMMA's Mental Health Science. She has about 15 years of medical experience. About the 6 years core experience has been into psychiatric issues, and currently she is heading as a consultant in the KS Medical Academy, and she founds herself it's passionate to address adolescents and young children's issues, and that is how she is here today, and we are grateful to her for giving her time to the Lions and the institutions co-hosting this program. And in her pastime, she is trekking and traveling is her pastime, hobbies. And here I introduce her to the audience. I request our club president, Jyoti Ramesh, to welcome her with a flower of applause. We are privileged to have with us our district governor, Dr. Neri Kernelo, who has, as a leader of our district, He has shown his commitment to be with us and encourage us to conduct this sort of program. We are very grateful to him for being present here. I request Jyoti Madam to present a flower. We have with us our zonal chairman, Dr. Ravindranath Hegde, and for being here, we are very excited to you be here and motivated. He is our zonal chairman. He has been telling us you need to conduct some good initiative programs with respect to children as well as societal problems. So it is during our Udupi visit, he has been pressurizing us, and we have been talking to doctor for last 7-8 months or a year or so, and it culminated today, into a reality. Please welcome Jyoti Madam. So let me conclude only with one thought here. This program, before I give it to Jyoti Madam and to the doctor, I request all of you to participate in this program interactively. Don't let it not be a monologue. Let it not be a obre maatadtara irodu beda. Nimma problem enidru sir ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿ, questions ಕೇಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ doubt ಅನ್ನು clarify ಮಾಡಿ. And I thank the institution principal and the whole faculty for consenting and giving us this opportunity to host this program. And it is a very important program. Let me tell you, you will get to know the benefit as you grow. And we should be very thankful to the institution for giving us this. We have been talking to various institutions, and we are happy that doctor has undergone her studies with Dr. Sudhakar Hegde, and the first of such initiatives is happening here. Thank you very much, and hope to see that this benefits you. And request Dr. Carnello to address the gathering.
I am very happy to stand before you to say a few words on this beautiful occasion. Not respected the principal of this esteemed education institution, the president of Lions Club KARKALA City, Lion Jyoti Ramesh, respected doctor, today's resource person, Dr. ANKITHA SHENOY, zone chairman, my dear Ravindranath City, and all the members of Lions Club of KARKALA City, my dear students, those who are assembled here to hear today's beautiful presentation of Dr. Ankit. ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾಲೇಜು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಹದಿಹರೆಯದ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು, ಅಡೋಲೆಸೆನ್ಸ್. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗಿಯರಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಹುಡುಗರಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕೆಲವು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಬಾಯ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಕೆಲವರ ಹತ್ರ ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆ ನಡೆಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಗಿಸ್ತೀರ. ಅದು ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಇಂಥ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ನೀವು ಬಾಯ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಪರಿಹರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಸುದೃಢ ಸುಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಸಮಾಜ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಶಕ್ತಿಯುತವಾಗಿ ಬಾಳಬೇಕು, ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಬಾಳಬೇಕು. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕಾಣ್ತೀರಿ, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಆತ್ಮಹತ್ಯೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರಸಂಗಗಳು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಆಗಿದೆ, ಪೇಪರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರಣ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ನ ಪರಿಹರಿಸುವಂಥ ವಿಧಾನಗಳು ನಮ್ಮವರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದುದರಿಂದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕರೆದು ನಾವು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ನೀವು ಬಾಯಿ ಬಿಚ್ಚಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಂಟು, ಏನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಇವೆ, ನೀವು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬಾಯಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಅವರು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪರಿಹಾರವನ್ನು ಸೂಚಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದುದರಿಂದ ಇದರ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಮ್ಮದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಒಂದೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಯುವ ಜನಾಂಗ ಶಕ್ತಿಯುತವಾಗಿ ಬಾಳಬೇಕು, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸಮಸ್ತ ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, 2 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆವು. ತುಂಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು, ತುಂಬ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಜರಿದ್ದರು. ಸೊ ಆದುದರಿಂದ ಇಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರಿತುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆ ನಡೆಸಿ. ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇದು, ಖಾಲಿ ಅವರು ಭಾಷಣ ಕೊಡೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ಆದುದರಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾನು ಈ ಸುಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕೋರ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶವೀಸು. ನಾವು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿನ ಕಷ್ಟ ಕಾರ್ಪಣ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಷ್ಟ ಕಾರ್ಪಣ್ಯ ಹೋಗಲಾಡಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಉಂಟು ಅಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸುಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಲು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಆ ದಿಶೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಯೋ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಲಿಯೋ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಸ್. ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆ ಲಿಯೋ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮಂಥ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಮಂದಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳನ್ನು, ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜ್ಞಾನಸುಧ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 20 ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರು ಸಾಕು ನಮಗೆ. ಒಂದು ಲಿಯೋ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಜ್ಞಾನಸುಧ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಲಿಯೋ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಲಿಯೋ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗೆ ಟೈಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಮುಂದುವರಿಯಿರಿ. ಈ ವರ್ಷವೇ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗನೆ ಒಂದು 20 ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಲಿಯೋ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಬನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆ ಲಿಯೋ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಮ್ಮ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಕಳ ಸಿಟಿ ಟೈಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಆದುದರಿಂದ ಹಿಂಜರಿಬೇಡಿ, ಮುಂದುವರಿಯಿರಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಪ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಪಾಲರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದುದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ಸುಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದದಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಕಾರ್ಕಳ ಸಿಟಿಯವರದ್ದು ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ. ಮೇಡಮ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಲಿ, ಟ್ರೆಜರರ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರು, ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ನೀವು ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಹಾಜರಿದ್ರಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಳಜಿ ಇದೆ, ಸಮಾಜದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾಳಜಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಲಯನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಲಯನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವರ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೊರಗಿಂದ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಹೊರಗಿಂದ ದುಡ್ಡು ಏನು ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಹೊರಗಿಂದ ದುಡ್ಡು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ಗಳಿವೆ. ಆ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸಿ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದು ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇದು ತಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಕಿತಾ ಶೆಣೈ ಅವರು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿದಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಕಾರ್ಕಳ ಸಿಟಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಿಗೆ, ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ, ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿ ಮತ್ತು ಖಜಾಂಚಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಾವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರು, ಈ ಮೊದಲು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರು ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ವೃಂದದವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಕೈ ಮುಗಿದು ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನ 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಲಾಂಗ್ ಲಿವ್ ಲಯನಿಸಮ್. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಕಿತರವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಗು ಬನ್ನಿ, ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಲೋಗನ್ ಲವ್ ಟು ಲೀಡ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬೆಳಕು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಧ್ಯೇಯ ಇರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬೆಳಕು. ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಸಂಯೋಜಕರಾದಂಥ ಸರ್, ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಬನ್ನಿ. ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ. ನಾನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಪೂರ್ಣ ವಿರಾಮ ನೀಡಿ, ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದೆ, ಆದುದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Raise your hand, introduce yourself and then answer to my questions. Okay? No textbook questions like the speaker who just introduced me, Sairam. He told us that it is going to be an interactive session. Okay? So maximum of the communication should be coming from your side and not much from mine. I'm sure all of you have had didactic classes in the morning all throughout the day, right? Can you tell me what is your work hours now? You start at 8 o'clock? Yeah? You start at 8:30 and then till what time do you have classes? 5. So it is didactic lecture. You know what didactic lecture means? The teacher is usually teaching you something and the children are usually listening. Okay? There is no much of a communication. That is ideal way, but the talks like this, I prefer to have it in an interactive session. Okay? Stress. Okay. So I work with adolescent and children, mainly from 12-13 years of age till 18, beyond that also. Since I work in an academic institute, which is KSAC Hospital, we have students from variety of places like nursing, physiotherapy, MBBS students, okay, dental students. So whenever they need any help, they come to me. The first question that they ask me is, ma'am, why is this so stressful? Okay. 10th standard was easy, 12th standard was also okay, NEET was stressful, but I don't know why am I feeling very stressful these days. Then they say me, ma'am, I don't think I can deal with this stress and expectation. My mom has a lot of expectations from me. They want only distinction from me, okay? But I think I can get only average, not more than that, although I study a lot. You know, don't you think that also happens in our families? Yes? Parents have a lot of expectation, your friends, your siblings, your cousins have a lot of expectation. You yourself tend to have a lot of expectation on yourself. Am I audible at the back? Yeah? Thank you. Okay. Next thing what they say is, ma'am, I feel so stressed. I don't know what to do. I end up crying. Okay? What can I do? Last question that they ask is this stress or is this anxiety? Okay, how do I differentiate? Is this normal stress or is this anxiety? So, starting with our interactive session, can you tell me what is the source of stress in your life? Let's not go to anxiety. What can cause stress? Somebody from the back here? Guys, boys? Can you give me some situation where you feel stressed recently? Anything? Anybody? Exam. Yes, that's top on the list. What else can cause stress? This side. Apart from exam and academics, what else can cause stress? All of you have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat? No? Yeah, I can hear some of the yes here and there. Okay, it's confidential. We'll not report this to anybody. Allah madam? Anybody? Okay. So we tend to have all of this, okay? Maybe not usually. Maybe day scholars, I'm not sure about hostelites if they are allowed to use phone or have a phone. But day scholars, at least they have Instagram and Facebook. Do you think Instagram, Facebook and social media can be a source of stress for us? Yes. Very good. How? You have, Instagram, every time they come with an update, they come with new filters, right? Okay, what does how can filters cause stress? With filter, without filter? Facial complexion, right? The way your hair is dressed, the way your lips look, the way your eyes look, everything can be changed because you're not happy with the way you are, some of us, okay? So, social media can cause stress. Then how else can social media cause stress? Your friend is going for a perfect holiday outside India, okay? But I cannot afford that much. My family is trying hard to make me study and, get to be that good person, live on my own shoes. But my friend is going for a perfect vacation. Can that be a stressful? My friend got a new gadget. This person owns an iPad. Again, this person has everything of iFamily. Okay, that can also be stress. So unlike my time, when 2005-06, when I was getting trained under Sudhakar sir, we fortunately did not have phones. Okay, so back then we did not have that much of distraction. Maximum that I would get in my family is Doordarshan. Nothing more than that. And my family wanted me to become a doctor. I also wanted to become a doctor. So they told me that no phone, no TV, There was no phone anyway, but no TV until I get into MBBS. So thankfully back then we did not have this much of distractions. We did not have that much of competition like you guys have, but we did have stress. Okay? None of our lives are stress free. Can you tell about one person who says, ma'am, I didn't have any stress in my life? No. Okay? Stress is something very common. Okay. Like you said, I have also put that image on the top left corner. Can you see that? It's exams, okay? Exam stress. There is a clock on it because every day clock is ticking. You feel like there is so much of project to do, so much of deadlines to meet, but there is no time, okay? Next, Facebook, media, Instagram, Twitter, all of it can also cause stress. Then there is a face with filter, okay? I'm not saying it's only for girls, even for men. Men also these days tend to have a perfect jawline. Everybody talks about perfect jawline. They talk about plastic surgeries, right? About fillers. You would have heard about it. That. Here, men, he's a lean person, but he wants to be a muscular one. Can that be a stress? Yes. Here you see a girl or a boy has a lot of friends, but this person has only one friend. Okay? Having one or two friends means like, oh, I'm not very famous in my class. I should have bunch of friends. I should be popular. That can cause stress. Okay? Placement stress. Yes, all of us are running a race these days from 5th standard. At our age, it was from 10th standard. When parents used to tell you, finish PUC, your life is done. You crack CET, your life is done. Okay, I got into MBBS, government seat. After MBBS, you finish your PG through a good institute, your life is done. Okay, got through another major exam, 10th rank in the India, NIMHANS, National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences. Then my peers tell me, no, you do 2 foreign degrees and your life is set. Okay, then I went on to do a UK degree called MRC side. Now they are telling me that may not be enough, you might have to do an Australian degree also, for which I am trying to do. So this competition will be there from time to time. Okay, so placement stress, getting into that need, getting into that college, getting into that position which you dreamt of can also cause stress. Last one is IPR issues, meaning any troubles that are happening in the family, any financial issues, any other fights, any difficulties with the relationship can cause stress. Okay? Yes. So understanding stress. We all speak about stress with a negative connotation, isn't it? I hope I'm making sense and I'm understood. Okay? Yes. Stress yavaglu tappirbekanತ illa. It does not mean that stress is always a problem in life. Do we need stress in life? Okay? What do you think? Do we need a minimal amount of stress in life? Yes. Why? Imagine a person who is not stressed out at all about the future. Do you think this person will be motivated to get out of the bed and come to class? Do you think this person will be motivated to read like how you guys are reading? I'm just walking through the library and see that everybody is with 3-4 books. Okay? Reading continuously. They're not even looking at me when I'm walking through it. Okay? That much of dedication. If a person does not have that stress, he may not be just, coming here, might be sitting and lazing around. So stress is necessary. Okay? Stress is a form of fight and flight response. Do you know what flight and fight response? Yes. Can you give me an example where you fight or flight? Common example in biology that I can give you. Snake. What if you're walking on a road in the night and suddenly a snake pops up? If you don't have stress, what can happen? You might actually start going and touching it because you're not stressful at all. The snake might bite back. Okay? So when you are afraid, when you are under stress, what happens? Either you fight and throw the snake away if it falls on you, or you run on the opposite direction. Okay? So either you fight or you flight. So that response is an innate response in the body, meaning it is a normal biological response. Okay? Meaning when it's hot, we all sweat, right? Like how I'm sweating right now. It's a normal response. When we feel cold, we tend to go inside our blankets and sit in front of firewood. Isn't that a biological response? Right? Similarly, when there is a threat to a body, it leads to stress, and stress can cause this. So if there is no threat to the body in some way, there is no stress, meaning we are happy the way we are. So, cutting the story short, stress is necessary for us. Okay? Right. So, what is stress? What happens is, to brain, anything that is changed from the equilibrium, homeostasis. You have heard about the word homeostasis? When the body is at equilibrium or certain level is called homeostasis, right? Any change from that homeostasis leads to stress. Okay, imagine do you have vacation? Yes. Okay, so how many months of vacations do you have? 7 days. Okay, in these 7 days you tend to wake up late, unlike how you're doing right now. Your body is used to waking up late, sleeping late, watching TV for 7th day. On the 8th day, when you're asked to come to class, do you feel stressed? Okay, that is because your body is moving from a equilibrium or homeostasis, so something very important. Okay, so that can also cause stress. So any change in body can lead to stress. But body also has a built-in mechanism to turn off the stress. Okay, for example, when you have your exam timetable. Okay, when do you get your exam timetable? How many days before exams? 1 month before exams. So, okay, yeah. So some of you might start feeling anxious from the day the timetable is out. Some of you might start feeling anxious 1 week before. There are a few smart people who get anxious only 1 day before exam. Okay, that can happen. But this is normal stress. What if after exams you still continue to remain stressful? Do people experience that also? Today you're done with the stress. After that, even for a week you feel stressful. You don't know why. I'm done with exams. I've given my project. Everything is done. Why do you feel stressed? That is a little more stress than what is required. Okay. Otherwise, for all of us, like you said, exam anxiety. The moment the threat is gone, meaning the moment the exams are over, you feel stress-free. Okay. So stress is biological. It is normal. It is necessary for us to motivate ourselves in life. Okay, and it switches off on its own, so not to worry. Okay, what is anxiety? Can someone tell me what biology enthusiasts, what is stress, what is anxiety? If stress is normal, what is anxiety? Normal or abnormal? Anxiety is also to some extent normal, okay? Anxiety is just the body's response to stress, okay? So can someone tell me, when you're sitting in exam hall, what are the physical symptoms that you feel when you're anxious? Sweating, very good. Then, I'm also sweating. Maybe I'm stressed right now, I admit that. Then heartbeat, what happens to heartbeat? It increases. So what is it called? Palpitations in our language. Okay, then shivering to some extent. People tend to have fever before exams, you know. That's very common. Yes. Then, what happens to GI tract? Gastrointestinal tract, stomach, nausea, vomiting, right? Pain abdomen also happens. You don't feel like eating or you eat too much of sweet. Okay. Then what happens? Hands, tremors does happen, isn't it? Mouth becomes dry, right? Okay. So these are the response of stress to our body. This is how our body is telling, look, I'm stressed for some reason. Okay? Either you can choose to cool down or you can be with it so that it goes away later on. Okay? So the response, what all we discussed just now, these are the response to stress and it is called anxiety. Okay? So we talked about bodily symptoms. Tremors, mouth being dry, hands shivering. What happens in the mind? Do you think you can concentrate when you have stress? No, right? What happens? Before exam, one day before exam, do you think you can read at a stretch for 1-2 hours? No, you get distracted a lot. Somebody drops a pen, you feel like you have to look at it. A dog barks in the distance, you feel like that is also disturbing, isn't it? Some of your friends walk on your path, feel that is disturbing. So, when you're stressed, along with physical symptoms, you also tend to have concentration difficulties. If you have concentration difficulties, you have difficulty retaining whatever you read and will have difficulty reproducing that in your exams. Okay? So, whenever the stress becomes too much, okay, we tend to have anxiety. So, what are the symptoms of anxiety? I told you stress is normal. What are the symptoms of anxiety? Then you have difficulty turning off that switch of the stress. Okay? Even after exam, you feel tired, you feel anxious for almost a week or two. Okay, you're thinking about your stress all throughout the day. From the time you wake up till the time you sleep, you're just thinking about exams, you're just thinking about how to finish that project, or just thinking about, oh, I don't have enough friends, okay, I'm not very popular, maybe my dress is like this, my face is like this, has to be changed, okay. So, if you think about it all throughout the day, can you see her? Can't sleep. What is happening to the patient's eye? Popping up. Okay. People have difficulty sleeping when they are anxious. Too anxious, I'm talking about. Okay, when they are too anxious, they also feel like eating junk. Do you see here? There is junk food, there is healthy food. Okay, so the person feels like eating junk. When you're too stressed, what is happening here? Angry. Does that happen to us as well? We feel angry, we feel irritated. We might just flick even for a small distraction or small argument. We might tend to have a lot of argument with our parents, with our teachers, with our own peers, right? So, irritated. What is this here? Fever, which we just discussed, okay? Body symptoms. There you can see there is pain. People, when they are extremely stressed, they tend to have headaches, they tend to have joint pains, okay, stomach pain. So, this is another part. Here, we have difficulty concentrating, okay? When the stress is too much, it starts affecting these areas of your life. You have very difficulty waking up in the morning, okay? You may not finish your project at time. So that is the difference between stress and too much of anxiety. It's important because for you to understand this is because if you're reaching to this stage is where you have to be a little careful and start adopting the procedures which I'll be discussing after this, okay? Before it crosses the threshold. According to a study, if you can see here, a study which was done in students only of 8, 9, 10 standard itself, it is told that 58% of students report unhealthy levels of stress in their life and 42% of students reported that they don't do enough to manage their stress. Okay, so everybody knows that they are stressed, but they don't know whom to approach, what to do, what to try or not to do to reduce their stress. Okay, so this is very common, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, this tells you, see, you have heard people telling that sleep well, eat well, exercise well, right? Have you ever thought how is that connected to stress? Why are my parents or teachers even telling me to do all this? How is it even connected to stress? Do you think it is connected to your mind? How? Can you see this? Mind and body connection. Okay, imagine the time when you have fever, okay? How is your mind during that time? Is it very fresh when you are having 102, 103 fever? No, what happens to mind? When you are having, fever, malaria, dengue, what happens? Anybody here had malaria, dengue, COVID? COVID? Anybody? Yes, can you tell me, ma'am, how was your mind when you had COVID? Was it very fresh? Can you tell me what was happening to your mind? Yes, she had difficulty breathing properly, and then you were quiet. Do you feel very energetic? Let's start my day. No. Okay. So even if you do a task, would you have difficulty concentrating on things? You didn't anything because you were not. There was so much of pain and everything. So the body symptoms of yours was affecting your mind somewhere as well. Isn't it? Yes. Thank you so much. You are Srishti, and you are studying here 10th standard. Okay. Thank you, Srishti. So by this, doesn't that mean whatever affects our body also affects our mind? Right? Okay. So mind-body connection is very important. Why is this important? Okay. Because if you don't take good care or if you don't take your stress in an appropriate way, it could lead to physical and mental health issues. Okay. So that is why our teachers, our parents, our grandparents would have told these things to you. Okay. Exercise well, eat healthy food, okay, sleep well. Can you tell me how much hours of sleep is required for adults? Very good. Excellent. Yes. 8 hours of sleep. Okay. All of you get 8 hours of sleep? No. We'll come back to it. Okay. But 8 hours of sleep is something that is important. What if today I sleep at 12 o'clock and tomorrow I wake up at 8? The other day I sleep at 10 o'clock, I wake up at 6. Some other day I sleep at 8 and wake up a little early. Is that okay? I'm maintaining 8 hours of sleep. No. So it is important to have a set time of sleeping and set time of waking up. Okay? 8 hours are important, but you have to maintain the bedtime and off bedtime. Okay. Do you live in hostel or do you live in house? House. Most of you are localites here, isn't it? Sorry. All are localites. Okay. Fine. That is very good because do you have a table to study? Yes. Do you have a bed next to it? Yes. Where do you like to study, on the table or the bed? Yes. Bed. There are some people who did tell me that bed. Okay. If you want to watch phone, is it on table or bed? Bed. Yes. If you want to eat, would you? Is that a good thing? No. So bed is all in one. Okay. Why is it a problem? I watch TV on bed, I eat on bed, I have to of course sleep on bed, I read on bed, I do everything on bed. Is it good or not? Bad. Okay, this is why I started the topic in first place. Okay, there is something called sleep hygiene that we tell students. Okay, along with sleeping for 8 hours, which is first step of sleep hygiene, maintaining the sleep cycle, meaning sleeping at 10, waking up at 6. Okay, it is also important that you reserve bed only for sleeping, not to do any other activity on the bed. Okay, there is something called conditioning. Conditioning meaning whenever your body is a particular situation, it is triggered to behave in certain way. Okay, meaning when you're lying down on the bed, your body understand that, hey, yes, this human wants to sleep. Okay, but if you confuse it with lot of things, watching TV, watching phone, eating, doing projects, the mind is getting confused. What should I do when I lie on bed? Should I sleep? Should I eat? Should I be active? Is this person going to read? Should I be tired? Is this person going to sleep? The mind is confused. Okay, so we don't want that to be happening. So rest all activities on bed or dining table, anywhere, rest all activities, on the dining table or the study table, but not on bed. Okay? Henceforth, can you do that for me? Yes. At least, yes. Because the moment you lie down on bed, your brain should tell your other organs that this person wants to sleep, let us start switching off slowly. Okay? Right. Next is eating healthy food, again important because the multiple vitamins that are important for our brain to function. You would have known, right? What happens when there are certain vitamin deficiencies? Vitamin B12 deficiency, yes, scurvy, pellagra, yes. So when you have vitamin deficiency, it can also affect your mind. You have seen that people who have vitamin B12 deficiency start having difficulty concentrating. Okay, so having a healthy diet, including of proteins, carbs, all your vitamins are very important. Okay, because when you don't have your stress under control and life throws a curveball at you, you know what does this mean? Life throwing a curveball at you? Meaning if there is a sudden incident that comes in your life, okay, and you're not prepared, that time, boom, there is worsening of anxiety, there is worsening of depression, and you know what happens when depression is very severe, unfortunately happening to younger adults these days. What happens? You keep reading about it in the newspaper. Suicide. Okay, that is what the end result is. We don't want you to experience that and have that as an end result, so it is important to keep a check on your stress and anxiety. Okay, how do you handle stress? Okay, either you can change the situation or you can change the way your body or you are reacting to that situation. Okay, then I will tell you about a lot of small techniques which you would have heard previously. Okay, or I will also give you a set of techniques which have worked for me or which has worked for my clients, and also which is scientifically proven, meaning a lot of studies have done in this and the clients have told that they see a lot of improvement with these techniques. Okay, so you would have heard some of it before. I might repeat some of it. Okay, I'll ask you a question here, one of you. Do you put off starting something just because you don't feel ready enough? Do you put off, meaning do you delay something, some task in your life because you feel you are not ready enough? Does that happen to you? Possible. If there is a big project that is coming out which is very difficult, okay, you might feel like not today, tomorrow, but maybe I still have 1 week left, let me wait for it. Okay, we tend to postpone it. Or do you find it hard to make decisions sometimes in life? Possible. Okay, do you tend to waste a lot of time deciding what you might do when nothing gets done? About project, group project, everybody is discussing all of it, nobody is coming to a decision until 1 day before the submission date. Possible. What do you think is happening here? When the project is very difficult, I don't feel ready, I feel like pushing it forward. What do you think is happening? Heard of this word procrastination? Right? Okay. Okay. So procrastination is something when we feel like a task is very difficult, we cannot do it, it is too complex, or I don't have skills for it, or I don't know what is the standard, I don't know if my friend is doing better than me, that is why I will delay the project, or I will delay preparing for the subject. Okay, let me ask my friend who is getting first in class to see how he or she is preparing, then I will start preparing. Or I'll ask my teachers what is important, then I'll start preparing. Okay, or I'll look into previous project, then I'll start preparing. All of this difficulty in making decision, the end result of it is you will tend to push your work forward. Okay, that happens to people who are perfectionists. Okay, I'll tell you what perfectionist means. I was also a part of it, maybe somewhere it's good, somewhere it is not. When I studied my MBBS, for one subject I used to read 3 topics, 3 books, okay, because I was a perfectionist. I wanted to make sure that I know everything about the topic before I make notes of them, okay. They had OFTAL, we had ENT, we have 21 subjects, okay. Initially, first 2-3 years, it was easy for me because they're easy subjects. I can still read from 3 textbook and prepare notes. When it came to final year and then NEET for PG exams, it became impossible. Okay, I couldn't read maybe for a month together. I could not read. There was a month where I felt like I am helpless because there's so many subjects, there's so many books that is for NEET. Okay, if you finish your MBBS and go for PG, there are multiple academics who gives you tuition. There is something called dance and then an academy and this and that. Okay, one of my friends says this college is good, I go there. Another friend says no, I thought this was important. So perfectionist in me wanted to go to all those courses and finish. Do you think it's possible? 21 subjects of MBBS and reading from every source? No. Okay, so that perfectionism led me to taking that 1 month of break, okay, where I could not study at all. I felt too overwhelmed, I didn't know what else to do, okay, so it is common to happen. So people who are perfectionists, there could be some of you who feel very perfectionist. I have one small strategy for you. Next. So, there's something there's some change in the slides, I'm very sorry. So there is a famous saying which says, if you find something very difficult, okay, instead of procrastinating it, start doing it and think that you're doing it badly. Okay, meaning I have a project to do, I may not get first rank, but let me at least finish it on time. It's okay if it is bad. Okay, it's okay if I miss something. It's okay if it's not 100% perfect, but I will start working it on today, even if it is bad. Okay, this is the motto that I've told to clients and to myself when it felt like, I have to learn from everything. So when I told this to clients that start, even if it is bad, start your project, start your studies. It's okay if you're not reading from one textbook, but start. But something that you realize when you actually finish the project, my clients have told that, going back, ma'am, I don't think so my project was that bad. Although I thought that my project will be bad when I started, maybe because I didn't collect all the information. But looking back, I feel my project is perfect. At least I was able to finish it on the time and give it. Understood? Okay? So when you face this dilemma in life that, is it 100% perfect or not? Should I start or not? Always think that start, but it's okay if it is bad. Okay? So when I told this to one of my clients, this is exactly what she told me after a few therapies. She says, when I started using this motto in my life transformed. She says, I found that I could complete tasks in much shorter time periods than before. Do it badly, that is what I'm telling you. Start, it's okay, do it badly. Do it badly gave me wings, okay, to take risks, to try something differently, and to have a way more fun doing the whole process. It took the anxiety out of everything and replaced it with excitement, okay? This is the exact words from the perfectionist, a client that I was dealing with. Okay. Next way I told you, sometimes we get stressed under certain situations, okay? So what to do under such situations? One way of dealing with stress is avoid that situation as much as possible. Meaning, there are some people in your life who might stress you out. Maybe a certain group of friends or certain group of relatives who will keep asking you, how are you studying? How much are you getting? Which college that you want to go to? Okay, did you finish your project? How much is your marks? If you feel like all of this is stressing you out and it is unnecessary, you try avoiding this person. It's okay if you avoid this person and it doesn't mean much to your family. But in certain cases, we may not be able to avoid these persons, like our neighbors who keep asking us. Then what I tell clients is, reduce the time that you are spending with them. Okay? This auntie or relative, whoever comes and asks you every time, how is your paper, how much did your semester go, more than your parents, they will be interested in about your marks. Okay? Try to reduce the time period you're speaking to them. Speak for 5 minutes, tell them, I have to go and study, sorry, go back. That's all. It helps for you, for students who have difficulty being assertive. Okay? Okay. Control environment around you. If you feel like there are too many like I said, there are too many academies, there are too many institutions who are coming up with new articles, new success stories, which you feel like it is too much. They're talking about your cousins and all of that, who had a lot of success stories. You avoid it. If you feel like watching TV and related to health, somebody's death, about corona, about all of it, somebody committing suicide, if you feel all of this situation is stressing you out, avoid such TVs, avoid such mobile phones, okay? And avoid discussing hot topics. If you feel like discussing about subject with the first ranker in the class will just make you anxious, then avoid discussing about that. Okay, this person who is first in the class might be, reading throughout the day, which might not be possible for you. You need something, a bit of, extracurricular activities. You are someone who reads a bit of academic activities. So if you're talking to this person who is reading all throughout the day, you'll be more anxious, okay? So avoid discussing such hot topic with such people. For avoiding will kind of help you reduce the stress. Okay, prioritize work. When you were in kindergarten, only thing that mattered was packing your bags properly, wearing the correct uniform, going to school, okay, coming back in the evening, finishing homework, going to bed. But when you came to 7th, 8th, 9th standard, what started happening? Additionally, NEET exam, right? Other homeworks, other assignments, your school assignment and tuition assignment, both comes together, okay? So as in when you grow up, there is lot of activities. If you see, I have a reminder list and already there are 25 things I have to do in this week, okay? So the 25 things which are very important that I have to do. And today if I go back, I'm sure 4 more extra things will be added to my list, okay? So having multiple things in life can also stress you. Because now at one point of time, I'm actually expected to be in 10 places. My HOD called me just morning and said, hey, you were supposed to give an academic program. What happened? I'm like, sir, I'm stuck here. Then he tells me, please arrange somebody else to give that academic program. Okay? And somebody else calls me and tells, ma'am, is the MCQ test ready? Okay? That is also not done. Somewhere else I feel my dad is calling and telling me, did you sign on that bank check? It was very important. Okay? So there is everybody giving you tasks. And when you grow up, there is a lot of things that will come in your life that can make you anxious. So what we tell is, prioritize your work, okay? Even in this 25 reminders, if I could show you, what I've made is I put flags for it, okay? Red flag meaning I have to do it today by evening. Then there is black flag which is very urgent. Then I have a red flag which means I have to do but may not be now. Then there is green flag, okay? That way I have segregated it. That helps me to be less anxious. And when I'm done, I tick it off. Okay? So that way I also feel somewhere control over my life. I feel like, okay, there are some tasks which I've done today, not bad, Ankitha. Okay, I tap myself on that. So prioritizing, having those reminders is very important. Every minute somebody or the other keeps giving me work, I might forget it also. So the moment I get work, I write it in my reminder list. I'm sure all of you, even the Android users, have an app called Reminders. It's very simple, available everywhere. If you feel like things are very overwhelming, you don't know which subject to study, which one to concentrate, what to discuss, I recommend you guys to have this priority list and finish it off. Okay? That will again help you deal with multiple things in life. So in this priority list, it is important that important one should be on the above, the unimportant one should be at the below, but that doesn't mean that you don't touch the unimportant one also. Okay? We'll talk 2-3 slides about resilient people. Can you tell me what resilience means? What is resilience? Heard this name, heard this word anywhere? Resilience andre ಏನು? What is it? Okay, resilience meaning more of mental and physical health, meaning something which is a person needs to be strong so that whatever difficulties are thrown at this person will not break down. Okay, that is called resilience. So failure, all of us, okay, I want people to raise their hand when they have never faced failure in life. I also realize. Okay, is there somebody here who has never experienced failure in their life? No, all of us have faced failure. Okay, you know what happens when these people who commit suicide, usually what is seen is they cannot tolerate their failure. Okay, so they cannot tolerate their failure. Failure means failure of life to them, failure of everything. Okay, so what is important that I want to tell you guys today is normalize failure. It's okay to fail. I have also failed. Okay, that is you all are in the learning curve. You can't be like your professors who are right now. Although you treat them as models, you like the way they solve problems. You know, any question that you give to them, I'm sure your professors here have answers for it. Okay? You also aspire to become like that because they never say no to your questions. That doesn't mean you have to be at their position right now. Okay? If there are one or two questions which are difficult one and you could not solve, that doesn't mean you are a failure in life. Okay? So it's important to normalize failure. That doesn't mean that you welcome failure in life. Okay? That is not possible. And resilient people are the ones who turn their vulnerabilities into strength. All of us have weaknesses, isn't it? I'll tell you about my weakness. I've given a lot of speeches. But initially when I graduated, even I had a lot of problem giving speech. I would finish one bottle of water within 15-20 minutes because I also had symptoms of anxiety. Okay, so somewhere even my voice would shiver. Okay, I didn't know how to give the presentation. I didn't know how to hold my audience's attention. Make sure that they're not opening their phone to just check what is happening on Instagram, which feels like, you know, my speech is less important than what is happening on the phone. Do you have phones here? Lucky. Thank God. Okay. Otherwise, there will be some heads which will be peeping into the phone, and that will tell the speaker that something is missing, something is not holding my attention, right? And unfortunately, with the phones in the picture these days, our attention span has gone for a toss. Don't you agree that? Yes. My life before phone versus my own attention after phone, the moment the message comes, I have this urge to go and pick it up. Okay? So when a speaker is giving class, for example, and a message pop up, of course your attention will go and you will start looking at it. So these days you can tell how good a speaker is when there are not many heads looking into the phone. Okay, I'm happy today, but also I know that you guys don't have phone. Okay. Coming back, normalizing failure, what resilient people are. All of us have our weaknesses. Okay, it's important somewhere to acknowledge our weaknesses. Meaning, there are some people who are very good at first attempt. The moment they see something on the blackboard, they will catch it, isn't it? You also have some of your classmates, call it as photographical memory, born with intelligence, right? That is what we used to call back then. Okay, the moment they see the board, they'll have answers. Then I also started feeling guilty. Why is that? These people just look at the board and everything is bunked up, but I have to sit and write. And you know how much of work Sudhakar sir used. Okay, trigonometry. Everything should be by heart. There shouldn't be even one question, answer which is wrong with Sudhakar sir, right? Okay, but that actually gave me confidence. So there is a lot of work to do, and failure is okay. That is what even Sudhakar sir kept telling us. It's okay if you fail once or twice. He never put us down when we couldn't answer the trigonometry question once or twice, but he always encouraged us to come and discuss things with him. Okay, this was back then in 2006 and 7 when I was doing my 11th and 12th standard. 2008 I joined MBBS. So sir used to take his private tuitions next to his home back then. Okay, so some things which Sudhakar sir told me is still stick with me. Okay, he told me go everything, handle everything with passion, and if you fall, it's okay. There are people to help you out. So every time in the evening after class, he would give us some time to come and discuss our problems with him. He would also involve our parents back then, okay, which nobody else would do during that time. In tuitions, only if there is a complaint, the parents would have called. But Sudhakar sir made sure that even if the person is doing good in life, good in subjects, he would call my parents and tell, you know, your girl is doing well. Initially when my mother got a call, she thought that I did something wrong in the tuition. Okay, she came with a lot of anxiety. Then he told me that your daughter is actually good, she likes MBBS, I think she will take up MBBS and I'll be proud of her if she takes up MBBS. So that still sticks with me. Okay, so it's important to recognize your failures, it's important to recognize your vulnerability and weakness, but more important is to seek help. Okay. Yes, so resilient people seek feedback about their failure. So it's okay to fail, but you seek help. You go to your teachers. Okay, take your answer paper. Ma'am, how can I do better? I'm having difficulty. What are the different techniques? Because your professors have seen a lot of children like you. Okay, they would have also known your weaknesses and your strength. They would have also dealt, you know, they are also kind of psychologists. If not us, they would have dealt with so many students and their difficulties. They are also psychologists. You did not directly go to a psychologist. Go to your teachers first. Talk to them that I have difficulty here. I'm sure they will help you out. Okay? So, it's okay to, what did I say? It's okay to fail. Sometimes it's okay to acknowledge your vulnerabilities, but always seek for feedback. Okay. Few things. Do you know iceberg phenomena? What is iceberg phenomena? what do you see about the ocean versus what is actually there underneath? You see the big chunk which is there underneath, okay, but only small thing is seen outside. So the stress and anxiety is also like an iceberg phenomena. What you see in the top, what is visualized to your eyes, is the anxiety and the stress. But what is causing this anxiety and stress? There is a huge chunk which is 3 times more than what is seen outside, right? It might be difficult for you to initially realize, why am I anxious? Why am I stressed? Okay, that happens because sometimes we have this negative feelings, isn't it? So can you tell me situation? It means new. Can you tell me a situation where you felt happy recently? One situation ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಖುಷಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ರು ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅಥವಾ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ? ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಲಿ, ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸೆಷನ್. ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಆ ಖುಷಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೊತ್ತು ತನಕ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದಾಜು? ಹೌ ಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ಸ್? ಒನ್ ಡೇ. ಎಸ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ 1 day, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅದೇ ತರ ಫೇಲ್ ಆದ್ರಿ, ಟೀಚರ್ ಏನೋ ಬೈದ್ರು, ಆ ಬೇಜಾರು ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ? 1 week. ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಅದ್ಯಾಕೆ? ಖುಷಿಗೆಲ್ಲ 1 ದಿನ ಸಾಕು, ಬೇಜಾರಿಗೆ, ಅಶೇಮ್ಡ್, ಎಂಬ್ಯಾರೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ 1 ವಾರ, 1 ತಿಂಗಳು. ಅಮ್ಮ ನಾನು ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಏನೋ ಚಾಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನನಗೆ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಡ, ನಾನೆಲ್ಲ ಫೇಲಿಯರು. ಅದ್ಯಾಕೆ? ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇಮೋಷನ್ಸಿಗೆ? Why are you giving so much importance of the unpleasant emotion? Isn't it just like your pleasant emotions? That is the problem with the mind, okay? Our mind tries to concentrate more on unpleasant emotions and less on positive emotions. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಫೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಖುಷಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀರ. ಎಷ್ಟು? 1 ದಿನ, 2 ದಿನ, 1 ವಾರ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಅಮ್ಮ ಫೋನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಆಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ? passive aggressive behavior, okay? So negative feelings ತುಂಬ ಹೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವೆಲ್ಕ್ರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಬಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆನ್ ಟೆಫ್ಲಾನ್. ಟೆಫ್ಲಾನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಟೆಫ್ಲಾನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಹೊತ್ತು ನೀರು ಇರುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆನ್ ಅಂಬ್ರೆಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ಹೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತಾ ನೀರು, ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ವೆಲ್ಕ್ರೋ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, okay? So negative feelings are like velcro. So what we should train our mind is, even if I feel negative emotions, it's okay. Okay, how much priority I give to positive emotions, I should also be able to give that much priority only for negative emotions. So we'll come up with a list of negative emotions, which I'm sure all of you would have felt. Okay, shame, of course. Teacher said, yaake late bande? Shame. Okay, yaake ivattu mugislilla? Shame, embarrassment. Okay, sadness, of course. Anger, weakness, vulnerability, helplessness, disappointment, frustration. All of these are few of the negative feelings, but this sticks to our mind more than anything. Okay, so learn to give only 50% of weightage to negative emotions, 50% of weightage to positive emotions. That way you will not be stressed much. That way you will be able to handle your anxiety in a better way. Okay, even if you feel negative emotions, tell yourself it's okay, it's a phase, I will get better than this ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬೇಜಾರಾದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮನೆ ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಲ್ಕ್ ಆಗುವ ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಗೋ ಔಟ್, ಟಾಕ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯು ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ ವೈ, ವಾಟ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಯು ಸ್ಯಾಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಯು ಆಂಗ್ರಿ. ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಸಿಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್, ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ exercise, go for a walk, or go play some games in the ground. Okay, just try to distract your mind. ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇಮೋಷನ್ ಇದ್ದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ, ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? Always support system is important whenever you're going through anything bad in life. I'm sure here also there is a kind of hierarchy and support system, isn't it? You know whom to go to when you are frustrated or when you feel very tired, when you feel overwhelmed. ಈ ಥರ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇಮೋಷನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದರೆ whom can you go to? ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂಚೂರು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಏನೋ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು? ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ. ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾರು? ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ? ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ರೇರ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, ಬಟ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಯಾರಿಗೆ? whom can you approach? ಮೇಡಮ್ ಆ ಥರ ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿ ಹೇಳಿದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ? ನಥಿಂಗ್. ಗ್ರೀವಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಅಂದರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್, ಭಯ, ಎನಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು? ಗ್ರೀವಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Usually there is a hierarchy where things work. Like imagine if I'm an MBBS student, I have to first discuss with my senior, and from senior it goes to senior resident, from senior resident it goes to consultant, from consultant it goes to principal and then dean. Okay, ಆ ಥರ hierarchy ಇರುತ್ತೆ. That usually happens in an academic institute when you go, not much in schools, but I'm sure all of you are aware whom you can go to when you feel helpless, isn't it? I hope here, yes? Is there anybody who says, ma'am, I don't know whom should I seek help from? You can be honest. Or if you have any doubt, you can meet your principal madam today only to get an idea about it. If I feel distressed, if I feel overwhelmed, yaratra matadu. Okay? There are some things which you can discuss with your friends and handle. There are some things which you can discuss with your parents, siblings. But in institute, you should know whom to approach. Okay? If there is a clinical psychologist, a counselor, or anybody, just discuss with them. Okay? So they are your main support system. ಒಂದು ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಇವಾಗ ಚಿಕ್ಕದು. ಇದೇನು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ? ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್? ವೈಟ್ ಪೇರ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಐ ಗಿವ್ ಯು 1 minute. ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ, ಆ 1 minute ನೀವು ಬೇರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಆ ವೈಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ್ದ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ವೈಟ್ ಬೇರ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇನ್ ದಟ್ 1 minute ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ವೈಟ್ ಬೇರ್. ಈಸಿನಾ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಾ? ಈಸಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ 1 minute ಕೊಡುವ, ನೋಡುವ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿಲ್ತೀನಿ. 1 minute, think about anything but the white bear. ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. Just 1 minute. You can think about anything but the white bear. ಓಕೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಹೌ ಈಸಿ ವೈಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ಮನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕಾಣಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ಇರುತ್ತೆ. there will be many people who may not see the white bear. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ? 1 2 3 4 5 6 ಜನರಿಗೆ they were successfully able to suppress those thoughts. ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ವೈಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಸಿ ಇತ್ತಾ? ಅದೇ ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದಿನ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಆಗತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಕೈ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ 1 minute ಈಸಿ ಇತ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಒಂದಿನ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆಮ್ ಐ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಇಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಐರಾನಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಥಿಯರಿ, ವೈಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ಥಿಯರಿ. ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಇದೇ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಂದ್ರೆ, ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಂಕ್ಷಿಯಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ಪ್ಲೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಆ ಥಾಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಬಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಈಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇದು ವೈಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ ನಾನು. ವೈಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ಬರದೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಈಸಿ ಇತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ತುಂಬಾ ಸತಿ ಬಂತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಟು ನಾಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಆರ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಟೆಲ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಟು ನಾಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, paradoxically you end up thinking more about it. Okay, if you tell me that I will not think about exam anxiety at all, ದಿನ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್, ಶಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು, ನೀನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ ಬರೀ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ವಿಷಯನೇ, ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಥಾಟ್, ಓಕೆ, ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ. ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು 1 minute ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಯು 1 full day task of not thinking about the bear, I'm sure it's not possible. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಥಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇವಾಗ? ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಂದಂತೂ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮೇಡಮ್? ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಬೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಬೇರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಬೇರ್ ವಿಷಯ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ವಿಷಯ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ದ ಬೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್, about having good number of friends in social media, about getting first rank, all of that is a stress. All of that is your white bear, okay? Otherwise generally white bear is not stress. So bear ide, life full tension ide, so what? I see it and I still move on. That is one point of it, okay? Bear ide, life full tension ide, but adra mele concentrate madade, or I will acknowledge, ನನ್ನ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ನನಗೂ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇದೆ, ನನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸಿಗೂ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇದೆ, ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ರಿಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್. ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಅಕ್ನಾಲೇಜ್ ದಟ್. ಈಗ ಇಷ್ಟು ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಗಮನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ತನಕ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಡು ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೂಮ್? ನೋ. ಸೊ ಯು ಅಕ್ನಾಲೇಜ್ ದಟ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೂಮ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಟು ಇಟ್. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ದಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್? ನೋ. ದ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಯೋರ್ ವರಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ತುಂಬ ಚಿಂತೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಅದು ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಕ್ನಾಲೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹೌದು ನನ್ನ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈಟ್ ಬೇರ್ ಥಿಯರಿ. ಮೈಂಡ್ಫುಲ್ನೆಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, okay? Even if you find on YouTube, there are some links which can tell you about mindfulness technique. The thing that I just told you about being a silent observer of your stressful situation is called mindfulness. That will take another talk itself, so I cannot cover that today. So if you are interested, you can go online, go to authentic websites, not just random website, authentic websites, and then look for what is mindfulness technique. Okay. Okay, we are almost towards the end of our topic today. Behavior change. Okay, na? How many of you think that working out every day is good for health? How many of you think that working out, exercise is good for health? Ashtena? At least for hand's sake. How many of you actual exercise every day? Ashtegi kammi aitu. ನೀವು ಸರ್ ಇವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. How many of you, including me, I also exercise every day. So how many? Only in the last. Okay na? So when you know that exercise is important for life, why don't we exercise every day? ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು? ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದೆರಡು ದಿನ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಆವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಸೊ ಎನಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್, ಎನಿ ನ್ಯೂ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಟೆಲ್ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ start slow and go gradually. You see the steps here? There are small changes happening there. Do you see that? Is it possible directly to jump from here to here? No. For example, if I tell you, people who are not exercising, ನಾಳೆಗೆ 13,000 feet height ಹಿಮಾಚಲಿಗೆ ಟ್ರೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಥರ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫಿಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಇವಾಗ ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಪಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Which seems easier, taking that jump or taking small steps like this? Taking small steps. So ಒಂದು ವಾರ 5 minutes ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಐ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು 5 ಅಲ್ಲ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಆವಾಗ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಇವನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ವಾರ ಮುಂಚೆ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮನ್ಸು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಮನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇಡವೇ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಓದೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಏಮ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಬೆಟರ್, then you should start from early. That is why your professors, everybody keep telling you daily ಓದಿ, ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಓದಿ ಅಂತ. Okay, that small change is what is important. Big leap is not possible for everybody. Not all of us are skilled enough to take that big leap and get success. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ಇವನ್ ಅ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಓಕೆ. ಬಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಲೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಜುವಲ್ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಪ್. ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಒಂದು ವಾರ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ 15 minutes ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೋದ್ರಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಾರ ಏನೋ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯು ಕುಡಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಲಸ್ಯ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗೋದೇ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಏನು ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೇಲಿಯರ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೇಲಿಯರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು, but I should not take it seriously. I should come back to my routine and continue working. Okay, na? So that margin of failure is something that I want you to start adopting. Last slide, engage in something meaningful. Whenever you want to change a behavior, okay, na, it should be meaningful enough for you. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲಿಗೆ, when you look at your passion, when you find something that is interesting and meaningful, only then you will be able to adopt those behavior change that I just discussed. Okay? And it is Messi, Ronaldo ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ಲ? How many of you are fans of Ronaldo or Messi? Lot of you. Girls, mainly. Okay, fine. How many of you are fans of Deepika Padukone? Okay, and we all know Messi is somewhere gifted. Ronaldo is someone who has started from scratch. Okay, so one dinadalli ನಾನು Ronaldo Messi ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. You know their struggles. Every day after school they would have practiced. Okay, for so many years. Only then they are here where they are here. So ನಾನು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು ಇವತ್ತು. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಷಯ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. Okay, lot of things that I would discuss about stress management, about behavior change, about success, all of it. But ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಒಂದಿನ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. If I start inculcating that only one day before exam, then okay, whatever I just discussed, if you can do it, a bit of it every day, like Messi or Ronaldo in this case, okay, only then you will be able to climb up that success. Success is not easy. Okay, and to have that success you should be stress free as much as possible. So only request is, if you may not remember everything, it's okay, but some of it that I just discussed today, I want you to inculcate, start practicing, ask for help if there is any difficulty. Failures are okay, understand your vulnerabilities, but continue your journey towards success. Okay, and one success, one failure does not mean anything to you. You can still get better after one failure. Is that okay? Yes. So with that, I would like to conclude my session, and I would like to thank Lions Club team, Ms. Jyoti, Sairam, the chairman, and the governor who gave me this opportunity to stand in front of you and talk a bit on the stress and anxiety management. Also, the team of Gyanasudha, Madam Principal Madam, who also gave us the occasional to discuss these topics with you, create some awareness about mental health issues that are commonly seen in young children, smart children like you. Okay, so if I can share my number, if somebody wants to, because I practice in KARKALA itself, I can share my number. If any of you wants to discuss something beyond this, then you can let me know. Also, if we have time for 5 minutes, we can take up any queries and questions. Anybody?
Any questions?
Any questions?
Respected madam, we have told everything. Nowadays the more stress because of mobile. How to come up with that at right this stage for the academic purpose, just to give an idea.
That is something I would also maybe mobile phone and stress, mobile phone addiction and stress. This is something that is very common, especially after COVID, is what we have seen. Because unfortunately during COVID, we know all of our classes were online. Okay, usually when you have phone for 6-7 hours, it's impossible not to log in into WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook. Okay, I know that all of us have been subjected to it about phone use. Some of us also might be addicted. Okay, but if you really want to, okay, something else that I want to tell is there is a study which was done. Okay, before COVID, the attention of children versus after COVID, when the phone use increased, we've seen that significantly, almost 30%, there was 30 to 40% reduction in the attention span that happened after COVID, and that is mainly attributed to your phone use. Because you know that on Instagram, reel is what, 1 minute maximum, right? 2 to 3 seconds. So you know that in every 2 to 3 seconds, you keep changing the reels. If this is what, you go for the next reel. Even on YouTube, it keeps giving you new suggestions. So what happens is, when there is so much of content on social media, your brain never gets bored. There are new things that are coming up. That is exactly how these internet companies or these social media companies are trying to trap students these days. Okay, whenever you find something enjoyable, there is something called dopamine. Have you heard about dopamine? A neurotransmitter in the brain that's also called as a happy hormone, but unfortunately that also leads to addiction. So when you keep using these phones, every minute you have a new content coming up, your brain is not bored. The moment your attention span gets low, you have a new content coming up. Okay, so this indirectly affects your dopamine levels. It can affect your concentration. Okay. And this reflects in your studies, because in studies it's only one subject that you have to read throughout the day. It's not like 1 minute you will read chemistry, second minute you will read physics, fourth minute you will read something else. Is it possible? No, you can't keep changing topics like that. Okay. So then, if you all are here, I'm sure it is all with the goal in mind that you could do something better in life. Isn't it? To reach that professional height. That is why I've chosen this college. Okay, because this college requires system. It has lot of homework and lot of other tasks that is given. Okay, so it requires the kind of passion and hard work. And to have that passion, you all have passion, but hard work will go waste if you start using the phone, because indirectly it will affect your attention as well. So what we recommend is, have that 2 hours of phone time in the evening, not more than that. 2 hours of either half an hour of TV or half an hour of phone time. 1 hour, not 2 hours, 1 hour of phone time dedicated. Maybe 6 to 7, that's all. After that, you will have to keep your phone aside. Before that, you will not touch your phone. Okay? If you sit with your phone next to you yourself and think that you are able to finish your homework, it is impossible. So it's better to have a routine after you come back home, not immediately go and touch the phone, but keep a timing a little later, when you are done with your prayers, when you are done with your homework, when you are done with your physical exercise. Somewhere in the evening, you will watch it for 1 or 2. 1 hour. Okay, that's all. Not 1 or 2 hours, 1 hour. Make sure that your parents are with you, so that they know when you started using phone, and they will be also able to tell you when you have to stop using phone. If you don't inform anybody, there are tendency that you will continue using it for 3 to 4 hours. Okay. Also, it's better to have something called a screen time. You know that there is screen time, right? If it's possible, try to lock your screen time for each apps. If, for example, for Instagram, you have to lock for 1 hour. Okay. After that, you cannot use phone no matter what. So if you can look at the screen time, it will also tell you how much subconsciously you would have also started scrolling those. Okay. Because it will affect your attention span, and trust me, nothing can help you with that attention span. No medicines, no counseling. The attention span that has been, the attention span deficits that is unfortunately caused by the social media companies, there is no solution for it. You'll have to go through a hard path of coming out of the addiction. Only then it's possible. Okay. So before you fall into an addiction, like from ma'am said, it's important that you curtail the use of screen time. There are other ways also to handle, but that would take a different lecture and time.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಸದಸ್ಯರನ್ನು ನಾನು ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರ, ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ? ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ, ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಜಾರು ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ? ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ? ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರನ ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಕಿತಾ ಶೆಣೈ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಕಾರ್ಕಳ ಸಿಟಿ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದವನ್ನ ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರವನ್ನ ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಲು ಅನುವು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಅಜಕಾರು ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ನ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಧಾಕರ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಅವರಿಗೂ, ಹಾಗೂ ಜ್ಞಾನಸುಧಾ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂಥ ಉಷಾ ರಾವ್ ಇವರಿಗೂ, ಹಾಗೂ ವೈಸ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಆದಂಥ ವಾಣಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಹಾಗೂ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕ ವೃಂದದವರಿಗೂ, ಹಾಗೂ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಂಡಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಮುದ್ದು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರಿಗೂ ತುಂಬ ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದವನ್ನು ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಕಾರ್ಕಳ ಸಿಟಿ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಕಿರು ಕಾಣಿಕೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಕಿತಾ ಶೆಣೈ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂಥ ಉಷಾ ರಾವ್ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಲಯನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಕಾರ್ಕಳ ಸಿಟಿ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಕಿರು ಕಾಣಿಕೆ.